I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog.
Welcome back to another episode of CED Connects. We are now tuning into part 2. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get back to the show.
Oh, man. Let's get into the podcast, man, the American Cholo podcast. I know you got started in 2019. Share with us the reasoning behind why you got started with the show.
The actual reason was because the cops raided my pad.
Oh, shit. Okay.
They raided my pad for something that really had nothing to do with me, right? And they believed that I was, I don't know, head of this crime syndicate, and I'm making it more than what it is, but it was some crime shit that was going on. I got taken out of my my car driving to do payroll that day for work. Cop pulls me over, 2 of them. I'm filming, and he's like, no, don't worry. This is before YouTube and everything, right? And it was down the street from my house. And he gets me outside. He said, what's your name? I said, you already know if you pull me over. Doesn't handcuff me yet, and as I'm sitting here talking to the cop like this, I got my back to the wall. I see about 20 cop cars going by. I'm thinking it's a procession for a funeral, right? And then I said, and he gives a 4, whatever they do, like all clear. And I said, what's up with those guys? And he tells me, oh, they're going to your house right now. I said, bullshit. I'm still thinking right now, nah, you're full of shit. He's like, look at the ghetto bird. I look right over my house. I said, damn, he's like, yeah, man, and he told me, he's like, we just had a meeting about you about 4 or 5 in the morning. This was about 8 in the morning, 7, they raided my pad. He's like, we just had a meeting about you. And he told me, we have a picture of you here with these other guys. And I said, listen, man, I don't know what you guys are looking at, but you got the wrong guy. Because I already know I got nothing criminal going on. The crazy part was, this was around Christmas time, and I had noticed him. For like the last 2 days, there was cop cars on every block surrounding my house, but like 2 blocks away, or 3 blocks. And I had told my wife, I said, hey, do you see the cops taking our house out? And she said, you're crazy, you're paranoid. I said, okay. Sure enough, they ended up getting me. They tried to say I was a witness, and I said, okay, well, we got to take you back to your house. I said, well, let's go. And they said, turn around. I said, turn around for what? We got to cuff you up. I said, wait a minute, I'm a witness, ain't I? I said, when do you guys cuff up white witnesses? And the guy just kind of looks at me because he was just black and white. And then here comes fucking Alonzo from Training Day. Some big old brother and some other Latino or Güero, right? They come in one of those challengers, and they said, what's the problem? He said, he won't cuff up. What? He gets in my face, motherfucker, you ain't gonna cut. And I'm like, I already know where this is going. If I don't do it, I'm gonna get the beat down, homie. Yeah. That's just how it goes, right? And people say, oh, you don't know how to do it. So I'm like, motherfucker, whatever. I turn around, they cuff me, take me back to my house. I'm talking shit to the officers because they have my father-in-law and my mother-in-law handcuffed. They're in their late 70s, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys? And I start talking to the sergeant, and then little by little takes my cuffs off. And then little by little he starts seeing, like, and I'm talking, and I'm not screaming at the guys. I'm just saying, look what you guys are doing, man. You guys are handcuffing 70-year-old people. You guys are doing this. You guys are doing this. You guys got my wife. What? There was no need for all this. You got the wrong guy. And got me in our house, and the cops are all looking around my house. Nice house. I said, yeah, I've been working for a very long time to have this house. He's like, I wouldn't have known this was a nice, like this nice inside here. I said, dude, I work for a living, homie. And after that, they did whatever they do, flipped over my pad, and they left. I went back to my truck to get my phone because I told me I need my phone for payroll. They took my phone, bro. They took my phone, disappeared. I tried to get the cameras. All their cameras were off. So all that stuff to me was like, I went to the police station that same day in Van Nuys. I cussed out the cops. I said, you motherfuckers got the wrong guy. You're sitting here thinking I was going to be in the county jail. Where's my phone? Oh, they just kept making excuses after excuses. Never got it back. But that right there really put a fire under me, bro. And I was like, you sons of bitches want to know who I am? This is who I am. I'm the guy in the hood that never left the hood. I bought a house in my neighborhood. I'm still giving homies jobs. I'm the guy that instead of giving the homies a strap like I would back in the day, I'm giving them a tape measure and a hammer, a real hammer, and tell them, here, let me help you change your life, kid. Yeah. That's who I was. I have cameras all over my pad, and then one of the detectives said, hey, can I get your cameras? If not, I'm gonna have to get a warrant. Take them. He's like, what am I gonna see on those cameras? I said, what you're gonna see is me on the fucking ladder putting up Christmas lights. That's all you're gonna see. And sure enough, after they came back and half-ass apologized, and I said, where's my phone? And They couldn't.
Nothing.
They knew it. They knew
Right.
it. So after that, I was done, clear. But I said, all right. So you guys got me under a microscope. Well, here you go. And that was the catalyst of me opening up the channel. And at first, it wasn't a podcast. It was like 1 year of me just making, I guess you can call them quote unquote gang videos, but every gang video, every gang story that I had, there was a message behind it.
Yeah.
Always, bro.
Yeah.
It was never, I can't, no. It was always a message. And it always is. Even when I talk, whatever it is, it's always a message. And that's one thing that I've always been a fan of YouTube. And I saw what was out there at the time because when I started doing this, I can't really say there was no homies really doing it the way we were doing it at all. There was nobody there that really had, I don't know if it was the backbone or just the, los huevos to sit there and say, you know what, gangs are destroying us, homie. And this is coming from a guy, I love my hood, homie. I was willing to die and kill for my hood. All my homies know that grew up with me. And even if you're young, you can ask, they'll say, yeah, that fool's with it. But I love my hood enough, know that what I was doing was a mistake. And now, instead of telling that little young homie, yeah, get that. Nah, homie, I'm going to tell me, fool, that's all lies, homie. I'm the guy that would tell you. And they kind of know it, but the problem is they're so young that, they're going to just follow the cool guy, which is the cool guy is saying, fuck it, let's do this. But we'll all eventually wake up and say what's right and wrong. But that's pretty much why I started the platform.
Yeah. And I've been watching you for a while. I think with the first episode that I watched was I can't think of the name, but the cat had a book where he was in a gang and then went to the Marines.
Oh yeah.
And he wrote
Master
out
Sergeant.
a book.
No, that was Cortez. Yeah.
But I like just the stories behind, like you said.
Florencia.
Yeah, like you said, everyone, although they were quote unquote gang stories, right? It had some type of messaging, and each one of your guests felt like you brought them on there to be able to, like, not only talk about what they were going through and how they got to, but what that after messaging was like.
Right. One of the main things that I saw that even from the beginning of time of movies, when we've been in movies, we've always been portrayed in a certain light, right? And I felt that we had never really had a platform that gave either former gang members, criminals, whatever, what have you, a light to be humanized, to show, hey, man, I'm more than just a killer. I'm more than just a gangbanger. There is a person behind this. And that's what I'm the face of. I'm the face of American Cholo, which is, I was a gangbanger, homie. I'm still in the neighborhood. I'm right here. I go across the street. I'm still here. You can see it, bro. But I'm also that structural guy at work that, damn, that fool knows his shit. That fool's running work. That fool's doing this. I'm in meetings with guys, architects, engineers, and they all know that's American Cholo. Like, they all know what's up, Gil. They all know. I don't hide it from anybody at work.
Yeah.
The podcast, if anything, I'll give you a sticker. I don't hide from who I am because I don't have to, bro.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm trying to show, that we're much more than that, and our past doesn't necessarily have to dictate what our future is going to be.
Absolutely. What was it like the first time that you were out on the streets and someone recognized you as the American Cholo? Like, what can you give me, like, what that felt like? What were your thoughts when that happened?
It still feels pretty cool, and it felt cool then, bro. I mean, I've had one guy, I remember we're at a place that was a Conejo thing. Hey, can I get your autograph? I'm like, for reals, bro? Like, yeah, bro. He's like, that's the first. I had his book ready. He was getting all the artists.
Oh, nice.
I did it. And just seeing people, their reaction, like, I'm on a job site. There was a guy, he was working across the street. And a lot of times, believe it or not, they don't recognize me. They recognize the voice.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
It's something about the voice, right? Yeah. And I'm talking, and then the guy's like, Kill? No, that's a Kill? I said, what's up? I'm like, don't tell nobody, homie. He's like, no. He's like, oh, man. That was during the Tiger situation, man. He's like, hey, homie, thank you for what you're doing for us, homie. And to me, that's always the reward in it, because not even 99% of the time when I hear somebody tell me, thank you for what you're doing, all the lame haters, all those people with comments, that's just people, with zero lives and want to get a reaction out of you, which I don't give them a reaction anymore. That's one thing I've learned, right? But as far as now, it happens more frequent than not. Some guys were out there cutting a tree from across the street from my house like about 3 weeks ago. It was a bunch of city workers, and I'm going out, and the guy's like, Kill? I said, oh shit. And then he goes, oh, that's a podcaster. Like, so it happens a lot more, which to me is cool because that means the message is getting larger and larger. And that's what the point is. The point is for us to have that message and to, you know, speak our truths, homie, because we really don't have that.
Yeah. Have you experienced imposter syndrome?
As far as like
just in like with like just now that like you have this large platform, you have like this recognition, like do you ever get that like feeling of like I shouldn't be doing this, or I should be continuing to do this? Or
to me, I'm motivated to just keep on doing it because I'm seeing the fruits of our labors. And when I say our labors, it's myself, my wife, Chris, Black Chris, Boo Boo, you know, the whole crew of us here.
Sacrifices.
Yeah, the sacrifices. You know, Chris has been with us for years now, where we were doing it out of our house with a little webcam like this, you know.
Right.
And then little by little, let me tell you a little humbling story that happened yesterday. I'm cleaning the studio here, right? You know, I mean, clean. I did a full clean.
It looks nice, by the way.
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Yeah.
So, and then I went through a bunch of junk that I had. Pretty much, it was like the end of major construction in here. I had a bunch of stuff in the green room and in the bathroom in there. I condensed it. I started throwing stuff away. That's what I was telling you. I'm throwing all kind of. And I found this little battery that was big old long, goofy looking type battery. It was for one of those Amazon 4K camera that will give you the best. And you know, it's one of the ones that probably costs like, I don't know, $200 or something like that, $100.
Right.
And I caught myself saying, oh man, look, what did I tell myself? I was like, look at this trash I was using. I said, wait. No, it wasn't trash. It's what you were willing to invest in yourself at the time with. Mm-hmm. And people who have stuff like this, it's not trash to them, just like it wasn't trash to me then. You know, and this is just me, myself, and it was right here because I found it somewhere in this thing, right? I'm like, no, this ain't trash. This is, to me, this is progressing. This is me doing my thing. And anybody who's using stuff like that and all that, they're just where I was at a few years back. So I had to humble myself real quick and just say, nah, bro, you didn't start like this because there's other people that are gonna look at this and say, oh, that's trash. I mean, I'm using a $20,000 camera. You know, it's levels to this, but that was just a little humbling thing that happened to me, and I think it's good. Yeah. It's good because that says like, hey, slow down. You know, all this and. This isn't huge by any means, but this isn't small. Could all be gone just by one bad mistake. Mm-hmm.
That's true, man. And it's always great to like just look back at how far you've come. Even if those that are on the podcast game or wanting to get started, like I go back and listen to like my first few interviews and. Man, they were bad, but it's one of those things like, damn, I've come a long way.
Yes.
We've learned through different strategies and different, like, even today's interview, like, I'm going through a whole different way of performing this, and Steven knows this, right? And so just coming up with that game plan, I think, is fucking important.
Absolutely. You got to have a game plan. You have to set goals. To me, though, when people say, what do I need to do? I said, just get on your phone and just start recording. Yeah. Just start recording. What about? Whatever you want to talk about. And another thing is, like, if you got a YouTube channel, you have to share with all your family and friends that you have. And people say, well, why is that? Well, if you're too embarrassed to show your videos to your family and friends, how are you going to feel showing them to the people you don't even know?
Damn, bars.
That is
bars.
That is straight. Yeah, that's something that I struggled with early on.
Yeah, no, that's
was that like, damn, they're going to think something of me.
Yeah, my family thought I was crazy. I mean, straight up, bro. I mean, everybody, like, what? You're crazy, dude. All right, so I told my wife, no, in 6 months, if I don't break 1,000 in 6 months, and back then it was so difficult. Like, people think now, oh man, I got 5,000. Yeah, you can do that now because there's so many Raza platforms out there now. So now it's norm. Back then, no, it was taboo to have a cholo on a podcast like that. There really wasn't, bro. So back then, I told my wife, I started like in October, November. I said, if by June I don't break 1,000 subscribers, I'm gone. That was a deal. Yeah. And we broke it. So I gave myself goals. Yeah. People still give me stuff for, you said 100,000. Yeah, I did say 100,000 in the first year that I was going to take off, right? And I meant it. The difference is that we had that moment with the Tiger situation, which we did as a platform that was a platform that would have had 1 million to do that. and we had less, which showed me, all right, brother, we got the voice, we got the platform, and after they edited clips, that destroyed the whole thing. But to me, it was just I felt frustrated. Like, I want people to work networking together, as far as like me saying, okay, listen, man, we got 30,000 subs. Why can't you go one person and go tell them, hey, go subscribe? Because to me, I feel like it's a lost cause as far as politically, if you can't get 100,000 people to sit there and, you know, click a button. And I'm still trying to get there, and I'm gonna get there, you know. But to me, I think we're about to break 80,000 this month. That's dope. I'm still looking for that 100K, which hopefully will come this year. But even if it doesn't, the voice is still here, brother, and the platform's here, and nobody can deny that.
Going viral, man. What's the pros and cons behind? Because you've obviously, like, it's already happened, and
we opened the show with something that went viral.
Yeah, and you've, you know, you touched on it a few times with the Tyga situation, right? What was that like, going viral on something like that? And I know it's happened multiple times, but what have been the pros and the cons that people may not know?
It has a great strain on your family. That's one thing that people don't see, how much that's affects your family. The Tiger situation, it was like a whole week and some change that was building up that a lot of people didn't see. I don't even think I ever spoke about it. Like, for instance, I was driving down to San Diego. We're gonna go spend the weekend out there, or like 3 or 4 days out there. It was my wife, myself, my cuñado Sharky, his wife, Lisa, and Becky, my other cuñada. We had a carload. And while I'm driving down there, I keep getting phone calls. Hey, this thing's picking up steam. This thing's picking up steam. This thing's picking up steam. And then finally, I'm on the horn with two gentlemen. One first, hey, man, I'm going to get you in touch with this other guy. He's in the industry. They want to talk to you. Then he calls me, and then I'm on three-way. And I'm telling him, I'm a speaker. We're all listening to this at the same time. They keep canceling me all these Airbnbs I had. It was crazy. I'm driving. I'm like, what the hell? At the end of this whole drive, Tiger's gonna sit down and talk to somebody. They don't know who it's gonna be yet. We're trying to tell him he should talk to you. They're gonna go to Power 106, but they say if he goes and talks to just Sour Milk and somebody else, that they're gonna say, oh, you're just BSing. They're gonna try to this. I'm there for 3 or 4 days. These phone calls keep coming in. They finally get the phone call. That's it, Gil. You're going to sit down and talk to him, and it's Tuesday. Can you make it? I said, absolutely. I'll be back in town. And all this time, I'm like, dude, this is exciting, dude. Sure, this is great. This is great for us. And eventually, you know, it happened. I'm sitting there. I went by myself. He showed up maybe like 2 hours late. It is what it is, bro. You know, at this time, we're having a great conversation with DJ Sour Milk, and I can't remember the other DJ guy's name. And we're making plans about, hey, man, we can do some podcasting. Gil would like to come on with you. In other words, Gil is getting his foot in the door. This is what's happening right now at this moment. It is. The doors are opening. You're gonna go into the street. This is happening. These DJs want to mess with you. So other people, all kind of people are hitting my DM that are famous, bro. Hey, man, we appreciate what you're doing. La la la. It's great. And I'm talking about a lot. Latinos. Hey, Gil. Boom. The meeting happens. I think it went great. You know, especially the next day when I hear, hey, he took the video down. Boom. That wasn't a win for me, bro. That was a win for us, because to me, it proved that if we really come together on any issue, we got power. And that power showed that a guy who really didn't have to, that's why I'll give Tiger all his credit. He didn't have to, bro. But he was classy enough to say, you know what, screw it. Screw those 250 grand that I paid for this video. I'm gone. It's not worth my fan base. It's not worth me having all this heat on us. That showed that if we really come together, it's a great thing. Fast forward, I think it was less than 24 hours after the Tiger situation took it down. Boom, the video comes out with that edited clip. He's saying the ER word completely out of context.
Oh, that's right.
That's how quick it switched. You know what happened there? All those doors that I told you was opening, they all shut in my face, bro. They all shut in my face. All those people, no more. I've never put them on blast. The Latino actors, producers, everybody who has hit me up, I've never, and I still won't. You know, it is what it is. I'm still here. Yeah. They all shut the doors on me. The industry pretty much was trying to destroy me and say, this is what happens to somebody who goes against the grain. That's what it was, the message. The message was, if you speak up, this is what you got coming. But what they didn't know is I got a fight in me, homie. I sat on that chair, but it was in my game room in the corner, and I'm just going to town, fool. And my wife knows I'm on gangbanging mode, homie. And I'm just going to town. I ain't going out like no sucker. People thought that I was going to put my head in the sand and I'm canceled. I'm gone, bro. Fuck no. Why? Because I know the truth stood behind me. So I sat there and fought. I cleared my name. Some people for the rest of their life was, oh, you're this, you're that. So what? They say I'm a punk too, but I ain't no punk. I don't got to prove them nothing, you know? So that's how quick I knew, and that was a great learning experience. And I talked to some brothers that are in the industry, and they said, welcome to the industry, girl. You know, one way or another, where they say that was the day that, I can right now say F this person, F this person, F this person. Guess what? That'll go viral. If I was really saying F this person, F this person.
Sure.
But that's just not my get down. My get down was have the conversation, and we did have the conversation. But that's what people don't see was that roller coaster ride, because that's something that my wife had to take. My daughter's married to an African American man, right? She calls me and she's like, Dad, what the hell are they saying about you? I said, sweetie, don't even worry about it. She's like, you have always taught me, don't be racist, don't be this, don't be that. Race has never even came out of your vocabulary. And this was from a gangbanger. Fool, I've never raised my daughter like that, ever. It's never even been a conversation about, oh, you're marrying a black man. No, to me, you're marrying a man. And as long as this man treats you the right way, I got no problem. That's it, homie. And my daughter, my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters, she's biracial, beautiful kid. So then that's when all the rumors start. It's just a lot of baggage that comes with it that affects the family that I think a lot of people just don't see, homie. Yeah. And that's why they sometimes, well, why do you act like this? Because I got to fight for mine. If I just sat down and let everybody sucker punch me and talk all that shit, then what's the point of having a voice, homie? That means you're just a chump. And one thing I'm not a chump, but the difference is that a lot of people who want to just keep portraying themselves as gangsters, as this, a real gangster doesn't have to demonstrate to anybody, homie. Have to prove to anybody that he's gangster. You just know it. And that's my mentality. Now, I don't got to go out there and keep proving all this. I know what it is.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, man. And a lot of people, like you said, like don't know the ins and outs. It's like the real stories behind why shit happens and why shit cracks.
They just see a little clip somewhere and they think that's it.
Yeah. Talk to us about this studio, man. Like, when did the conversation start about getting the studio? And is there like business 101 with the studio that you had to like kind of learn?
Well, I'm learning even now. I'm fortunate enough to know how to run a business, how to navigate stuff, how to treat it as a business. And sometimes people forget to treat it as a business. And at the end of the day, this is a business, right?
Yep.
There was always, well, not always, for the last couple years, we've my wife and I, we need a studio because it was just tough, bringing people in your house all the time and all that stuff. But that's just where I started, right? I wish I had the money, like I said, a weed grower. I wish I had the money to open up shop, do this, put my own stuff out there, but I did not. It was not. It didn't make sense at the time to just sit here and say, "Hey, I'm a guy who just came on YouTube. I got 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna invest $20,000-$30,000 into a studio."
Straight up,
bro.
That's where we're at, right?
So I came and actually looked at this place before, and it was too expensive. All right, so I was like, nah, because to me, I've always been business-wise, okay, I'm going to buy a car. This is how much I'm going to spend. I'm going to buy a house. This is how much I'm going to spend.
Budgeting.
I'm budgeting, bro. Yes, I'm budgeting. So I was like, I'm not going to go get a studio and be stressed out every year to make that fucking payment. I'm not. I refuse to. Just like I'm not going to go out there, even though I can go out there and buy me a nice Mercedes-Benz, have $1,500 payment, and be rolling, but I miss 1-2 days of work. I'm like, damn, dude, I got to come up with that money. I'm not trying to do that, bro. So eventually, when that three finger shit happened, when that jackass, went to my pad when I wasn't there, the homie calls me up after that and tells me, hey, for you to get out of there, man, come look at the spot. And I already had looked at it before. And he's like, Gil, come on. I'll work with you. And we came, we looked at it. And he worked out a good deal with us, bro. Me and my partner Bruno, homie. He worked out it's not cheap, but it's not insane. It's reasonable, bro.
Sure.
And he let me pretty much do what I wanted to do construction-wise in here. There was a wall here, there was some other stuff, and I came in here and I looked. I said, all right, I know what I can do here. I do construction, bro. As soon as I came in, I got a paper. I told everybody I'm going to put a glass window, studio window there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to set the cameras. This whole thing that you see like this, table, that's the only thing I didn't know was a table. But I found out when I saw that's going to work perfect right there, right? For all the boards and everything. This was already, so I just started in my head drawing up what it was going to be. And now this is the final product, bro. And I couldn't be any happier. I really couldn't. It was a lot of work. I was in here. Boo Boo was in the ducks. It was my homeboy Bob painting Chulo Beach. It was a big family thing to come in here. My homeboy Rusco came in clean, and we were in here working for about a month just getting this place ready. I pretty much didn't do any podcasting at all for a month. I was just in here just working, and pretty much just yesterday was it was almost like when we left Afghanistan and Iraq, but even though I did a better job than how they did, I packed all my stuff yesterday, cleaned everything out, and said, all right, I took my drills out of here. I said, major construction is done in the American Cholo Studios, bro. Then we got this, so guys like yourselves come in here, do your podcasting, have your field, have your logo in here, and that way we can start making some content, brother.
What are some of the goals that you have with this space, man? I mean, you've obviously put in a lot of time and money into this, and as you mentioned, it's a business, right?
Yes, it's a business.
What goals have you put in place to get that return on your investment, and what is that like? How hard was it to create this plan?
The goal that I've recently hit is I started renting the place out, and that's helping me with the offset of not just the rent, because there's a lot of stuff that people don't see. Okay, the rent is one thing, keeping that fridge full is another, keeping the green room full of chips so Chris can eat is another, paying for the engineer,
sure,
paying for new software that I'm finding, whether it's AI or anything else. There's a bunch of stuff in the behind the scenes that you're paying for that a lot of people just don't see. Yeah. You know, that's one thing. But to me, the main thing that I've noticed is that I am now, able to rent the place out. And my thing would be where it'd be nice to have a set schedule with other people renting the place out, and then eventually, making a profit on the place, because that way it gives me more range to do more stuff.
Yeah.
And also it's kind of cool that I get to, like Boo Boo has his podcast, Notorious one should be coming back here pretty soon. What's the Word podcast with Doughboy Tony, and we're getting more. You guys are coming on board. To me, I love that I can help you guys out and have us grow together. That's what it's about, homie. It's about us growing together. Just like I've seen how the YouTube has completely, the landscape has changed from the last 4 to 5 years to having almost zero podcasts as far as LA-based, Chicano-based, Raza-based out here, to now having so many, homie, which it's a good thing, because at the end, the cream will always rise to the top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. How difficult is it to navigate like all the different personalities that are already in the studio, and maybe that you foresee, because it's scheduling, like you touched on it, right? But it's also trying to meet demands and do all it's becoming something more than probably you thought it would be, right?
Yes and no. I deal with this at work all day long. Okay. I've been doing the structural concrete thing for so long. I think at the highest peak, I had a partner out of Norco. I think we had about 80 employees. So each one of those employees is a different personality.
Absolutely.
Right? And each one of those foremen that I've dealt with back then was a different personality. So I've learned to juggle where I know your personality, you guys don't get along, I got to make it work. I am great at that. I am great at scheduling. Yeah. I am great at looking at a situation and saying, all right, dude, this is what I need to get this job done. But yeah, you have to deal with that personality. I had a small, it wasn't an issue with one of my person that comes in here all the time. I won't say any names. They know who they are. and they were getting bumped from one of their time slots. Yeah. And they felt a certain way. I politely said, well, this is what it is, because, and this might be good for some of the guys who come in here and ladies who come in here right to here. They're not cleaning the toilets and scrubbing like I was yesterday. All right. Right now, my back's hurting. I still got a brace on from work. I'm on my knees. I'm scrubbing over here. I'm moving this stuff. I'm cleaning over there. I took all those chairs. I'm cleaning that. I'm running wires. I'm doing all that. I'm cleaning the back there. I'm throwing up the trash. I'm cleaning up the trash. Yeah. I'm out here scrubbing. They don't see that, bro.
Right.
You know, and maybe they need to see that sometimes. So when I bump somebody, but I'm bumping you for a paid gig, there shouldn't be any feelings, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, business.
That's business part. That's the business part. Now, if you were paying, even if you were paying, let's say half the price, but you were paying, I get it. Yeah, you had a guess. But if you're coming here for absolutely free, and I'm bumping you for a paid gig, come on.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that people, and maybe they need to learn that as well, which is fine. I don't hold it against it, but that is the learning curve.
Yeah, and that's something that I had to learn, especially like with the warehouse, and it comes with time. Like things that you think are obvious or left, shouldn't be left without being said, or like common sense isn't common sense to everyone coming into the space.
Absolutely.
And you have to I learned that I had to be very thorough with the expectations that I have when someone's coming into my space, and make sure that they understand those expectations.
Absolutely.
And be very fucking to the T, because if not, these individuals will come in and listen to what they want to listen to, and then say, well you said, but you said this, and you're like, that's not what I meant. And I thought we were under the same understanding. It's like those are some instances or situations where people that are starting, like yourself, that are opening up a space for people to come into, that shit gets fucking lost, and it gets draining sometimes.
It does. To me, luckily, it hasn't, because if it was, I'd be like, you know what, we're not doing this. If it ain't working out, we're just not doing this. I'm not going to be the guy that, no good deed goes unpunished, and all of a sudden, I got to start, I as you guys know, I'm a straightforward guy. This is what it is, homie, and that's what a lot of times people don't like, because I'm straightforward, and that's the way I am at work. Hey, fool, that shit ain't going to work, because that's very straightforward. I give everybody their time slot, but if somebody's coming, I don't care. I had a guest coming from San Jose or something, and that person is already in a hotel over here already. But
dude, that's already been planned. That's already
more communication.
There's a lot of communication that's gone into that, so you are well aware of this guest. At least you should have been aware of this guest, right? And all the planning that goes on.
That's why right now I'm actually looking at a different, again, behind the scenes things you got to purchase. I'm looking at a software that you can get all your scheduling, maybe share it with your crew. This is what we got, because a lot of times I'll forget, and I tell my team, bro, hey, hit me up on Sunday what you guys got the week. How many guys do you think hit me up this Sunday?
None.
Zero.
Right. No, for sure.
Zero. And they hit me up. One hit me up yesterday, and they do it. And I say this lovingly, but fool, you can't hit me up a day or two, and then I tell you, hit me up Sunday. That way I know what to put on the books, because if not, I got a paying customer that fool hit me up random, but he's paying. So I'm gonna tell him, yeah, Simone, we got this. So it has a lot to do with communication, has a lot to do with understanding, but I'm not pulling the asshole move and this is my spot, and if you don't, we're good. Sure. The whole point of this is so we can communicate, right? So it's gonna be a learning curve for some of us, and I think we'll get it, but it trumps as far as paying guests. But you also have to be ready to, hey dude, do a little like you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I forgot. Yesterday you hit me up and I was like, oh shit, wait, let me look. I was like, oh yeah, we on. When I told you, if it rains, but that's perfect. Just like with me, I got a pretty good sized guest coming tomorrow. He already agreed with it a few days ago. But guess what? Tonight I'm gonna, hey homie, what's up?
Right.
Are we coming in tomorrow?
It's
follow up, bro.
It's a follow up, and same when we met and put this in place, the communication was, hit me back on Monday so we can make sure that's, and so I followed up and I hit you on Monday to see, are we still straight?
Because I'm telling you this because I know things because I've had some people that, hey dude, I'm out here already. Out where? out of the studio. I'm like, oh, fool. Like, and he hit me up, homie from Full News, right? Hey, yo, what's up? I'm out here. And I was sick as a dog. It was like 2 Fridays ago, right? And I'm sick, bro. I'm in bed. I came home early from work. I'm not cooled out. And I'm like, where? Oh, fool, you forgot? I was like, fuck, this fool didn't hit me up. But I didn't. No, I didn't.
Right.
I still got up out of bed, bro. I called Black Chris. I think I called first Chris, and he's like, nah, I can't. So I hit up Black. Hey, can you come in? He's like, yeah, I'll be there. But in about 30 minutes, let's do it. So I came in here, half dead, bro. Still, what's up, fool? I'm sorry, this and that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Gil. It's like, the show must go on, bro.
Yeah.
Open the doors, set all the cameras. I just told the guy, stay away from me. I'm sick. Set the cameras up, set the live up. After the live gets going, Black Chris walks in. I'm gone, fool. Yeah. But I will go above and beyond to try to help people do their things. But you got to do some too. You know, you got to do, like I said, to me, I don't mind scrubbing. I don't mind cleaning. I mind that. But don't come at me like you're scrubbing, you're cleaning. You're like,
right.
Come on.
Straight up.
If you're helping like that, then Simone, hey, fool, come on, fool. I clean the shit out of the office. Like, all right, fool, you got that coming.
Yeah.
But, you know, only one I seen scrubbing toilets here so far is here because my wife, she'll come and help every once in a while, but she's like, I already got a house to clean. I ain't going to clean.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not my project.
It's not. And right now, I can hire somebody to come clean, but I'm like, no, that could
save.
Keep expenses low.
Keep your overhead as low as possible.
Thank you, bro.
That's the only way to do it. Like, you got to try to, like, even myself, like, yeah, I have a big ass warehouse. I can hire people to make deliveries for me, but I'm trying to keep my overhead low, so I make the deliveries myself and I pay myself, or like budget that all out. And that's okay, right? And it's okay to do that. Sure. But you want to keep your overhead as low as possible to fucking get that money.
You know what I asked of the team who comes in here, and you know, not all do it as good and not all do it as bad, is leave the place the way you came in. Mm-hmm. In other words, if you see the ashtray clean the ashtray. If you see the trash, if you do, go throw it. But a lot of times, and I get it, bro. You're in the moment, you're podcasting, you do your thing, and and you leave, and I walk in, and people don't. And that's another thing. People don't see that, and I got no problem, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
But after a while, it's gonna be a problem, and that's just the reality of human nature, right? It's just that's gonna eventually be a problem.
Well, I think it'll only be a problem if you got a problem with me bumping you. If you don't got a problem with me bumping, then it ain't a problem. Well, I got no problem. You know, to me, we're both kind of winning. I'm getting some content that I feel is good for the platform, right? And whoever's coming in is getting exposure and having their, you know, and not even that. You're getting this. This ain't cheap, bro. This is right. You know, you're gonna go pay some money for this. So it's a give and take, and I just think that we need to realize that, and I think most people do on the platform. But yeah, it's communication at the end of the day, homie. And,
sure.
And I think we're communicating over here.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. We like to normally close out with some like updates, shout outs. Is there any updates or shout outs that you want to point out or bring up? Oh, actually, wait, let me back up. Community stuff, community work. One, I know Steven, you're hopping onto the community scene with your pony coaching debut.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, talk to us about that, man. How's that going? Shout out
What's the name of the team?
league, your team. What's that?
So, well, I live in Wilmington. I'm just a little kid from the ghetto, just trying to hustle and nerd out. And so I've served on the neighborhood council, trying to just do as much as I can for my community. But recently I started coaching a 11 and 12-year-old team. They're Broncos at the local baseball field, just because it's important. I played at that field. I don't think anyone's going to go to the majors, but I just want to give kids a great time, teach them some fundamentals, and then teach them to not be assholes. Like you said, like really tell these younger kids, like, stay in sports. You don't need to go this way. Yeah. Stay in school. You don't need to go this way. I can tell you exactly what's that way. Yeah. But it's just guiding the younger generation.
That's dope, bro. That is real dope. I got pictures of my daughter, my wife, my son when we were little league. We were little league losers. Fool. We'd be at the park. We were at the park every day, just about, bro. And I must have been like 26, 27, right? But now I see some of those kids. One lives down here, and I say kid, he's 30-some years old. And man, Gil, I saw you, American Cholo. That's my coach right there.
My coach.
You know, I'll pick up the kids, drop them off, because you know a lot of the kids out here, you know, they're in the hood. I mean, their parents are working. You know, dad's probably got the only vehicle. Él está trabajando. La señora's, you know, cooking. She's staying at home. So I would pick up some of these kids, drop them off. Yeah. But it's a great thing because sports is absolutely one of the best tools from keeping kids off the streets. Yeah. Because especially at that age, 11, 12 years old, they're at that
middle school.
Yeah, bro.
Everything is changing.
Everything is changing. Yeah. And you got 2 years before they turn 13 or 14, right? Yeah. And that's when I would say if you look at the gang membership, 14 years old is probably like 70 to 80% of the age group that people start joining gangs and doing all the drugs and stuff. So what you're doing, it's not just a blessing to you, your community. It's a blessing to you and your whole family, bro. That's a great thing, man. I appreciate that.
And even for myself, just thinking back, like I've seen like past coaches that I had growing up, and they're still coach.
They're forever coach.
Hey, coach. What's up, coach?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm coaching my godson, so that's what kind of makes it a little more important. Like, you know, just really bonding with him and
cool,
then, like I said, being coach.
So what kind of coach are you, man?
I'm the fun coach.
I'm the
fun coach, and I'm the one who's going to be blunt, though. Who's going to tell you, like, no, you're not going to do it this way because of this. If you want to prove me wrong, cool.
Are you going to be that guy saying, there's no such thing as second place. There's only winners and losers?
No.
There's no crying in baseball.
With the parents, like, oh my God, the parents are bad.
And losers.
Like, the parents get pretty
It's the
rowdy.
parents, definitely the parents. That these, my daughter. So I have 3 girls. One of them, she's 15. Well, gonna be 15. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. They all play softball. Now, my oldest plays softball now. She's been playing for years. She's just joined the high school team, varsity, as a freshman. Right. So she's excited. And now the 4-year-old, she just started softball.
Well, how cool is that?
And but that going to the softball games, these softball parents are off the chain. They're worse than I think Little League.
But the Little League losers, so they're all in the same. They're all in the same umbrella,
they're
bro.
all in the same, and I think it has a lot to do with like even just the way the game is played. Like the girls are chanting throughout. Like when they're on the dugout, they have their song. They're loud. They're obnoxious, and so then the parents fall in on that, and it's like all out wars at these like softball things. It's insane. It's insane. But shout out to my girls for playing.
The only question I would have is, and one, I love the studio. I appreciate the hospitality. I've said it a few times.
For sure, you're very welcome.
But your message is always, education, essentially.
Yes.
I wanted to know why do you feel it's important for a cannabis show to be integrated into your platform? That's the only question.
Well, the thing that got me the most was the educational part as far as the business end of it. Mm-hmm. I think when you hear cannabis, a lot of time all you got is a bunch of fools rolling joints up and smoking it, and this is good. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but you guys bring a professionalism to the platform when it comes to cannabis. It's not the dirty, the devil stick or something, right? The devil is weed. It's cannabis, bro. Cannabis is not looked at or frowned upon like it was many years ago, where it was just the gateway drug. It's something that's not going away. Mm-hmm. It's here to stay. So if it's here to stay, why should we not get a piece of the action when it comes to the business end of it? And I think that's what you guys bring on here, and that's what I like.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Hell yeah. We needed to get that endorsement from the American Cholo.
For sure, brother.
Now that we're going to be on the platform, I know you had Cali Mac events going on. You got your politics show. Do you have any upcoming? And I know you do a lot of community events with with the turkey giveaways, right, and all the other. Like I remember I went to one event a few years ago. I took my girls with me. I think it was a Cali Mac event.
Oh, okay, you were there.
We showed up, and my daughter she still raves about that taco guy that was there. She's like, those tacos were bomb.
That's a homie Glaton right there.
But I know you have a lot of these events. do you have anything coming up, and what does that look like for the future, at least, and with the studio integration, anything like that?
I've got a couple in the chamber. I don't know if I'm ready to pull a trigger on them yet, but I got a couple cool ones that I'll probably be announcing in probably the next month or so. I'm waiting to see, let the rain go down, and then I got to consult with the wife, because that's another thing a lot of people don't see, like with the handball tournaments and all that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of
absolutely.
It's a lot. Everybody, you know, the haters will say, all you do is this. Yeah, why don't you throw one, homie? Let me know how that works out. Right. So I've got a lot of stuff in the works. The Cali Mac thing I thought was very cool when it showed that we can come together, have a conversation, and you know, come together as brown men and women. That's another thing I'd like to maybe have as well. The handball tournament's also up again. We'd like to do it at Venice Beach again, but probably also make it where people are also playing handball for, let's say, A-type players and C-type players, because a lot of people think they know how to play handball. I'm gonna keep it 100. A lot of people think they know how to play handball, and especially the homies coming out to join, they think, homie, I played out whoa, and I smashed. Well, when they got to the Venice tournament that we threw, they couldn't keep up, bro. We had some. They had something crazy. Bro. These guys were.
There's leagues out there.
No, these was raw leagues.
Yeah,
no,
there's
all just full teams.
No. These guys came out from Vegas, from Arizona. No, we had easily. If you add everybody up, we had 300 to 400 people out there. It was, I mean, they came like deep, bro. So it was dope, but there was a lot of guys who thought they know how to play handball and really didn't. And for those guys, I'm gonna make a different,
little bracket, another bracket,
a different pool. There you go.
A different pool. But one thing for sure we're gonna do this year that I'm looking forward to, and maybe you guys can be part of it. We wanna rent out a place or get a place, whether it's a brewery, whether it's the sushi place that what's name has, and eventually rent out an actual auditorium and podcast at an auditorium. Have different segments. Yeah. Have people come in. I don't know, pay $20 a head to get in. You know, and then they get to speak and interact with us and do the thing, kind of like, you know, what doing and the community's doing out there with AD and those stuff. Right. You know, I look at those guys. Those guys are an inspiration to what we're doing, homie. So I think that's the goal for this year. Now that you mention it, is to have one of those type events. First, we'll start off small just to get all the bugs out of it, see what works, what doesn't work. And then hopefully by the end of the year, we can rent out a nice, like Novo type place, one of those big places, and have the raza come over and have those conversations. I
remember I was a part, like when I first started this journey, there was a network, like a independent radio network, and they used to host, they're no longer in existence, but they used to host, like, I don't know the exact title, but there was like a podcast night, and they would like maybe rent out like a local bar that has a stage or whatever, and they'll invite podcasters to, like, they'll do their setup, and they'll invite the podcasters to do like a 15-minute set in front of a live audience, and then like the podcasters were the ones like doing the pay to like setup and all that,
right?
And that was one of their starts, and then from there that's how they pulled some of the talent. They're like, oh, that was a great podcast.
I get it.
Let's hop them on there. But I think something similar to that would be dope.
Yeah, and that's what the goal is for this year, as far as the podcast goes. The city work stuff, we'll find out, because the city's tough to work with, brother. They say they want our help, but when we start giving it to them, they start pushing away. But that's a whole different story.
Absolutely, man. Got any last words, Steven? Any questions?
No, I honestly just want to say thank you. I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I love the studio. I appreciate all of your stories and your messages, and I appreciate how blunt you are.
Oh, for sure, man. I want to thank you guys for coming out here, man. Shout out to CED Connects, man. This is the new and hottest, flower talk, butt talk.
There you go.
we talk out there in LA. That's very much needed, man. And I appreciate you guys, and I want to thank you guys to our platform, brother.
Thank you, man. And for myself, my shout out. I shout out my girls every episode. So Dalia, Rosie, Faith, I love you girls. And with that being said, we're out, guys.
Fade to black, baby. There you go, Playboy.